Would someone like to tell me what they remember from our last session?
We got a meeting party from our high graduated, no, because from our senior students.
Right. You got invited to, well, first off, you guys met in King's Cross Station, and then you traveled to Hogwarts. And while you were on the train, you overheard some people talking, nothing really big. But then when you got to Hogwarts, you were sorted into your houses and you went to your dormitories. And in your dormitories, you were kidnapped by a secret society, and they brought you together and inducted you into what they called the Knights of Valpurgis. And then you were told that you are part of a elite group of people who are all pure blooded, and that's why you were chosen. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. So we have not done anything after that. Is that correct as well?
I guess.
Do you remember anything happening after that? I don't.
No, no, we just speak with each other.
Right, right. But nothing, no storyline events happened after that.
No, no, no. So,
And Rada hit one person.
Say again?
Rada hit one boy.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah, you punched someone. Yeah. Or it was an elbow, I think. Yeah. Okay. So we begin the day, September 2nd, and it is the first full day of classes. So we're going to begin with all of you waking up in your dormitory and traveling to the Great Hall. So I'm going to go ahead and put you there now as soon as I can find it. All right, and we're all in the Great Hall now. And it's breakfast time, so everyone is coming together, and the plates are filling with food, and everyone's getting letters from their parents, and you all come together in the hall for the first thing in the morning. Is there anything that you want to say or do before I get started with storyline events?
well, I just eating because, well, it's kind of good food, so why not? It's very important for our Hufflepuff way.
Okay.
Really tasty eggs.
Really tasty eggs, is that what you said?
Yes.
Wonderful. So you eat. You're all still a little like feeling strange for what happened yesterday. And as you finish your breakfast, you go out into the hallway, and some of the senior members of the Knights of Valpurgis are there, and they're reading the Daily Prophet. And if you recall, the Daily Prophet for today had mentions of the break-ins in Nocturne Alley. Do you remember the break-ins in Nocturne Alley from the very first time that you guys were at Diagon Alley? Do you remember the?
Yes.
And so on page 2 of September 2nd's Daily Prophet, there's a blurb about Harry Potter himself was spotted leading an investigation into the break-in on September 1st as an unyet identified shop on Nocturne Alley. No suspects have been named at this time, and they're going to seek more information from the Ministry. So that is what they're talking about, and you see 4 or 5 of them all huddled together. And as they see you exit the hall, they pull you over and they look around hurriedly. They're scanning the crowd to make sure no one's within distance, and they say, "Did you see this in the Daily Prophet?" And it's Trencher Book and a couple of the other senior members of the Knights of Valpurgis talking to you. They ask you if you saw the Daily Prophet.
What exactly? I tried to find some news on this whole paper.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
I guess someone come to us and asking us about newspaper.
Correct.
And I want to. I just. Make it was a failure. I just want to say newspaper and I say wallpaper. It's just my fault. I just want to see. I'm looking at newspaper.
Correct.
Probably some news on this on the first page. Maybe it's something very important, and this someone asking about this news, and I just want to read this news while he asking my friends.
Okay. I just read it to you. What it said in the newspaper. It said that they were aware of the break-in, but they didn't know what shop, and that Harry Potter was involved. That's all the newspaper knows so far.
Oh, are you asking about this robbery?
The Knights of Valpurgis, the senior students, they are asking you whether you read this in the newspaper or not.
Oh, yes, I'm reading it.
And they say, "Do you know anything about this?"
Uh, well, um, I'm starting at. I want to look at my friends
Yes.
because I find some moral support from them because I'm not sure about this kind of situation.
Okay. So Radia and Richard, what do you say when the senior students ask you if you know anything about the break-in at Nocturne Alley?
I Richard say I don't know I don't know anything about
They tell you, they're like, well, just so that you know, we've been tracking some other break-ins like this, and we believe it's werewolves that are doing it.
but why you thinking why you thinking about it
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
but why you thinking about werewolves doing
Why do they think the werewolves are responsible? Is that your question?
yep
Okay. They look at each other and they say, "Well, we just think that it's been werewolves that have been doing it. There's clues and stuff." And they all look at each other and they look at you and then they say, "You know what? We're going to help you get integrated into Hogwarts better. Here, let's have Sinestra show you around the grounds." And they offer one of the senior students named Sinestra to help you learn your way around Hogwarts. Um, so, out of character, do you understand what was said by them?
Yep. Yes. because it's some unfamiliar persons, and I not sure about my next. Google Translate hate me. Help me, Translate. Actions about my next actions.
Okay. I just want to make sure you understand something. They appear nervous and they appear slightly concerned that maybe you know more than you're telling them.
Oh, I look at them, and after this, I start looking in another way, probably on my food, because it's it's some stress for me. Um, I just try to mumbling some things like just how we can know something about this. It's Harry Potter. He is very important.
Okay.
He will not. Yeah, he doesn't interesting in someone like students of Hogwarts in the second day in this school of magic.
we're so unimportant. Why would we be interesting to them, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing that you guys are going to do is you're going to try and go to your potions class because you're almost late. So
Rodela says, I don't want to help.
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
I don't want to help.
Do you want to tell them that though?
Yes.
Um, okay, so just so that I understand, you're going to tell the secret society of purebloods that have inducted you into their society that you don't want to help them. Is that correct?
No.
Я понимаю правильно, что ты хочешь наоборот помочь им? Ты предлагаешь им помощь?
No. I think what I can. I don't need your help in studying Hogwarts.
Okay. Okay. Understood. So you don't want them to send someone to watch you, is what you're asking.
Yes.
Okay. They look at each other nervously, and then they go, "Okay, well, if you want to go it alone, have fun." And they leave. However, you notice that one of them is following you at a distance.
Well, I I hope that they don't try to do something.
Richard says to Adela, I follow you and I help you to studying Hogwarts.
Thank you.
Why you guys leave me alone?
You guys are all going to potions class.
Maybe you can
You go with
follow.
us.
Oh, okay.
Um, I want to.
You want what?
Yeah, you just went silent.
I want to. Uh, want to
Look around.
look around and see in my bag.
You want to look around and see what?
See on my bag.
Backpack? Or behind you? Is that what you mean? Look behind you?
Behind. Yes.
Behind. Okay. Yeah. You notice that Sinestra is walking about 10 feet behind you, trying to pretend like she's not paying attention to you.
I want to wave my hand.
Okay. She pretends like she's not noticing. She's looking at like her feet now and such, trying not to pay attention to you. But you can tell very much that she's following you around.
I see this or not?
Yeah, you notice.
Okay.
I tell you about this problem.
Uh, guys, can we, offend her?
Offend her?
Yes, she looking at us. After we refuse and don't get their help, their assist, so probably she tried to looking at us because they don't want anything bad happens with us.
I I think more to the point, they are trying to keep tabs on you. They're trying to listen into your conversations and hear what you're talking about.
Oh, I believe in something bright and shiny, but now it's a cruel world. Looking at Rada and Richard, and I say them, well, voice in my head say me that she is probably looking at us because she is spying on us. So what we can do is that we can, separate our ways, but I prefer that we still be one group because I don't know anything in this place.
Well, also, you really have to get to potions class. I don't know if you're aware that you have a very limited time to get to the class right now.
Well, I guess we go in this class, but we still see our our for sure.
Okay. That's interesting. Man, that sucks. Roll 20 sometimes really is confusing. There we go. Okay. Okay, so it's time for you to get to class. And you'll see I have put your icons on the map. Do you see them by the Great Hall?
I see.
You should be able to move them. Can you go ahead and try that?
Who will do this?
All of you.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Ah. No. 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 Okay. I'm not in Richard. It's good. I'm just close.
That's close enough. That's fine. I'm just trying to show you that you guys are able to move around the map because we're going to be using this later. So for now, it's time to go to your next class. And do you see the classroom now? Actually, this is the wrong classroom. Hold on. Which one's potions?
Don't worry about this. All
It's a
of
great class.
this, yes, all of these
With
classes are
dragon.
good.
Well, yeah,
Don't worry about this.
but I'm trying to find the right classroom. Give me a second. One of these is the potions classroom, and I'll get it right eventually. That's not it. I have so many of them, I'm not even sure which ones are which at this point. I should probably label them.
Probably, but we just, it's our first day in, no, it's the second day in Hogwarts.
Alright,
So,
I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put you here. Hold on. Just because I don't have a better place for it, I'll just put you in the potion supply closet just to show you what you're looking at. Okay,
oh my god.
so you walk into the potions classroom, and at the front of the hall of the class is a professor, um, and it is let's see, I've got it listed here. Um, you might have heard of him before, Neville Longbottom. Do you know Neville Longbottom?
Yes.
No.
I'm sorry? Neville Longbottom?
Yes, we know.
He's the potions headmaster, or the potion master. So he's in charge of two subjects, herbology and potions, because there was an illness, and the potions master fell ill, and so he is the substitute teacher for potions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So he normally does not teach potions, but because the teacher is absent, he is filling in. Do you follow?
Yes, guys, I understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk into the class, and Neville is at the front of the class. Oh, I'm sorry, I have it wrong. It's not Neville Longbottom. My bad. I have the wrong note. It's a woman named Dominique Brown. I apologize. I was looking at the wrong notes. So Dominique Brown is a junior potions professor. This is her first year at Hogwarts. She has long black hair and green eyes. Her skin is very smooth and tan. And she's very short, though, less than 5 feet tall. 107 centimeters, I think. Is that right? That can't be right. That's tiny, right?
Look at her. She's so beautiful. We are lucky.
Yeah, that's too short.
She's good.
Uh,
And I'm really beautiful.
she's very pretty. Uh, yeah, and she only talks very loudly. So every time she speaks, she's very loud. It's like she's always shouting, um, if that makes any sense.
She even talk loudly like me. Will be a very, very great lessons. I try to make my best for maximum concentration.
So she asks.
To be the best in this on these lessons.
She asks that everyone sit down and take their seats. And when you do so, she says, "Today we are going to brew a giant growth potion. Has anyone ever brewed a potion before? Raise your hand if you have."
I I need some word. I raise my hand.
Yep, you have potions as a skill, so I suspected you would. How about Richard? Do you raise your hand?
Yeah. Give me a moment.
You have potions as a skill.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so, and Radia, do you raise your hand? Okay. So she looks around and only about 4 or 5 people have raised their hands, and she's like, "Okay, each of you will be in charge of a group. Choose one person to be your partner."
I'm looking at someone who's sitting right now close to me.
Okay.
Because I guess Richard will help Rada, and I'm starting to look someone
Okay.
who will help me. Who can be helped?
There's a student right next to you named Egbert, and he's sitting right next to you, and he has short, curly hair and gray eyes, and his name is Egbert.
Okay, hello. My name is Ray, and we will work in a group. So
And he smiles at you but doesn't say anything else. So it is time to brew your potions. So the very first thing you have to do is you have to prepare your ingredients. In order to do this, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to read the recipe and then go to the supply closet and get the correct ingredients. Okay. So,
hi.
so
Okay.
make a potion check. Now, since there are 2 of you, the person who's not making the potions check can ask for assistance from the other person, which means that you get to roll at advantage. And what that means that you get to roll twice and pick the best one.
Hi.
So, so Richard and Ray roll potions twice and select the best
And I carefully read recipe.
recipe. Yeah. All right, Richard, your
Necessary.
your turn. And don't forget, Richard, to roll your potions check.
And I roll. But I change. It's my roll. 17 and
Oh, right. You guys are on the same computer. I forgot.
yep.
Okay. So Ray rolls a 23. Richard rolls a 17. Okay. So you read the ingredients and you take the time carefully to read what needs to be done, and you go to the supply closet and pull out the appropriate supplies that you think are what you'll need. Okay. Now, the next stage of this is you have to prepare the ingredients, which means you have to chop some ingredients, and you need to crush some ingredients, and you need to squeeze some other ingredients. So it's going to be a dexterity check. Now, again, since you're being assisted by someone else, you get to roll the check twice.
Okay, it's dexterity or sleight of hand.
Just dexterity, straight dexterity.
Okay.
Me too.
Richard is going to be the one rolling, but yes.
It's not my best side.
Maybe Rodela can help me.
Yes, that's correct. That means that you get to roll twice. Okay. You both do your best at chopping and squeezing and crushing, but you're not 100% sure you chopped, squeezed, and crushed the right ingredients, if that makes sense. You might have squeezed the wrong thing and chopped the wrong thing and all of this. So you have your ingredients prepared, and now the final step is to actually brew the potion itself. So if you could go ahead and make another potions check. Again, you get to roll it twice each.
And what we brew?
You're brewing a giant growth potion, which means that when you drink it, you grow as big as a giant temporarily.
Well, it's so gross, but
Okay.
bad way.
Okay, so if you did it correctly, it should be slowly simmering and turning red. It started out as a sort of green and brown sludge, and if you did it correctly, it should be a bright ruby red. And as you are finishing the last stir, Richard, yours turns into a mostly red potion. Ray, yours turns into a very vibrant red, very bright red.
I'm smiling right now, and I'm well shining inside of my soul. I can't say it's in normal way. It's a feeling of progress and satisfaction, self-satisfaction.
So Dominique, the professor, comes over and she looks at your potion, Ray, and she says, "Ray, this is excellent. This is very good work."
Oh, thank you. I
But don't forget, she's shouting. Even though she's right next to you, she's shouting.
I'm still smiling, and my smile getting bigger because it's the first time when someone adult, some adult, uh, well, I need a word. Google.
Praises you.
Yes, it's correct.
Okay.
So it's probably one of the best days of
Of
my life.
okay.
And Rodela, grain teacher.
Her name is Dominique.
Bragging.
You're bragging.
Yes, teacher.
And your potion is red. It's just not nearly the same color of red that Ray's was. So Radea and Richard, your potion is a red color, but it's like a dull red.
But we tried.
Oh no, it's red. Not all of the potions in the class have turned red. Only two or three of them have. So it is a successful brewing, but it's not the highest quality. Does that make sense? And Dominique comes over to yours and she's like, "Very good try, Richard and Rodea. This is a very excellent first potion. You can see it is a successful potion. It shall turn you larger if you drink it. So very good job." And she hands you a flask, and she says, or she hands you two flasks, and she says, "You may pour and keep these potions." And she does the same thing for you, Richard. So each of you can put one giant growth potion on your character sheet,
I one giant potion.
like that.
Okay. Okay.
We uh, we think to get a potion.
Each one of you get one. Yes.
Me and you, Richard, because we work in pair, and you are pair with Stradale, and I'm pair with my neighbor.
Yeah, but you get to make two potions each, so you and your partner each get one.
Oh, it's better than I guess.
Yes, that's correct. So Radea gets one as well.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my friends, their job, and because in very good mood, uh, I try to do a compliment to them. You did a good job, guys. I,
You too. You are a great.
if you want, I can help you with that. You know,
I want
oh,
help.
it's good.
Yeah,
I'm looking,
and Richard, you definitely can brag. You have the best potion in the class.
Richard.
I'm sorry, Ray. All of your names start with an R. It's confusing.
Oh my God. Okay, okay. So I'm, uh, I'm believe in my power. It is probably a very, very, very. I need words. Very rare situation. So I just try to uh, listen correct everything uh, which say our everything which will be saying by our teacher.
You're listening to every word she says.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
you
probably I try to make a picture of her on my note.
you draw a picture of her because you're just having such a good day. Yes.
Yes, I just try to if you if you allow me, I just try to make a dexterity roll.
Yeah.
How terrible
Please
this
do.
will be.
I love this idea. Go ahead. Check your dexterity. It's not great. It's not terrible. It sort of looks like her.
Yes, I try to bait her, but I try to bait her in some holes with coal
Yeah.
and a book or something like that.
And then there's a bubble above her head, and in it it says, "You did a great job."
Yes, and you did it even better than I
Yep.
expect. So yes, I
Even better than I expected. Yep. Yep.
it's some strange way when you concentrate on the lesson and concentrate on your dreaming because I'm big dreamer, so it's
Makes sense.
some strange, but well,
Okay, so the lesson is over, and Ray, you are sad because this was such a good experience for you. But Egbert gets up to leave, and as he leaves the classroom, he goes out first. Uh, Almost as soon as he's out in the hallway, you hear raised voices.
and what did he say?
You don't know. You'd have to go into the hall.
Okay, I try to listen this and I make some steps in this way, and I try to understand because something is interesting in this. Something very very interesting.
Okay, so you,
He's speaking about me.
maybe he is. But you have to go into the hallway to see what's happening. But as you go outside, you see Jake and Privet, two Gryffindor students, are holding Egbert up against the wall and shouting at him.
Oh, and they're shouting at him because can I understood their point?
Um, you don't understand what they're talking about, but they're accusing him of telling stories about them to teachers.
I'm I'm start running at Richard because I know he is well. I'm a guy. He's a cool guy. So I'm running to Richard and very loud say him, Richard. Some guys from the Gryffindor um, uh, they shouted Egbert, my neighbor. I guess he's in trouble. Can you help him?
Okay, I help him.
Oh, thank you. Let's go.
I think it's right.
Okay, and Radea, what are you doing?
I following with them.
Okay, so Jake and Privet are both very muscular. Even though Privet is a woman, she's almost as muscular as Jake. And they are holding Egbert by his robes up against the wall. And as you come out around the corner, you can see Jake has pulled back his fist and is threatening to punch Egbert now.
Oh my god. I'm start panicking. Panic. Oh my god. I start to. I'm not sure. I'm very afraid. I'm looking at Richard because he's our leader. I
All
guess.
right, Richard, what are you going to do?
I see this and I start running and no, very fast and I like pushing him.
I think Ivan is here. I'm not sure though.
Yep, yep, it's here.
Mr. Father, maybe it's the good time and good place to learn how cook. Yes, I'm cooking. Cooking?
Cooking is good, you know.
Oh,
Very good and important job.
You are cooker.
thanks, not Господи, тупые шутки. Dumb jokes. Sorry.
It's okay. And so your character's name is Martin Thurkiel? Thurkel?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so it's kind of hard to get you caught up to speed, so I'm just going to throw you in where we are, okay? All right, Martin. Class has just let out on the first day of classes at Hogwarts, and everyone is in the hallway between classes right now. Um, do you mind if I say that you know Ray, Richard, and Radea already?
I think I can know him.
That's the characters that your friends are playing. Is it okay if you all know each other from childhood?
I know it. I know it's left. Okay, I know him. I know Ray. I know Leonardo, and I know Richard.
Okay, wonderful. So you see the three of them are approaching a minor fight between three students. So two Gryffindor students are holding another student up against the wall and shouting at him, and your friends are running to come and help, if that makes sense.
I think I meet my friends in trouble. I see for my
Let me,
who's running.
let me see if I can show you better than tell you. Hold on. Uh, I thought I had a better image than this. Give me a second. It's it's confusing because I have so many images to choose from, and I really need to organize them better. All right, we'll do this. Okay. Martin, I don't see a thumbnail.
Please give me a second. I'm trying to find some not anime art.
Yeah. You can put anything you want there, though.
Find not anime art. It's a hard trouble for me.
Yeah. You can use anime art, by the way.
Dimal has anime art.
Yes.
It's cartoon art, not anime.
No, I'm a proud member of anime community. Don't be shy about this. Just join us.
Member too, but I think it's not a good place to use it.
I can agree with you, but half of arts about Harry Potter and other characters. I like them, but I know them, so I can't use their arts because I'm not suited to Harry Potter or Severus Snape or some other person. So those modern problems require modern solutions.
Yeah, I'm found. Give me a minute. Use photorem to use photo.
We are waiting
Yep.
while
Well,
guys.
I'm setting. I'm setting up the encounter while you're doing that, so I don't know if you can tell. I'm moving some pieces around on the board. Give me a second here.
While everything prepared to battle or something like that. I just want to say what my characters will do in this scene, skin. Oh no. In this situation, I try to say these guys from Gryffindor about why are you bullying him? Stop it! But I will do it while I'm standing right behind my friend Richard because I'm not brave enough to say them in face to face.
Okay. So you're going to stand behind Richard like this, and then you're going to say, "Why are you attacking Egbert?" Is that right?
Yes. I just say that in the technical time I use a word for bullying.
Oh, even stronger. Okay. Why are you bullying Egbert? Is that what you say?
Yes.
All right. Do me a favor and roll a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm not good at this even. If be honest, I'm very bad in this. Probably worse, but I do this because it's I'm really very bad at this. Maybe some my voice are not.
You're like, "Hey guys, stop bullying him." Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying my best, but I'm not good enough for best. So yes,
All right, so they don't even really stop doing what they're doing right now. They don't even notice you at all.
Richard, help!
Richard is running with one Gryffindor man and pushing them. And Wolf say stop it now.
Okay. I assume you're going to be very forceful. Is that correct with your voice?
Yep. And can I use my Slytherin ability?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and make your check. It's an intimidation check.
Okay.
All right, and the Slytherin ability, if I recall, it gives you some ability to have advantage on that. Is that correct? Are you talking about noble quality, or are you talking about something else?
I about noble quality.
Okay. Uh,
Maybe I can check in advantage.
no, it just gives you a bonus to it. That's fine. Okay, so you shout at them, "Hey, stop that!" And the two Gryffindor students, who you recognize as Jake and Privet, they see the group of you, the four of you, coming, and they drop Egbert and they put a finger into him and they say, "This isn't done," and they just leave. Egbert
Martin is coming with his friends and asking, what the hell is going on?
Egbert looks at you and he almost looks angry and he says, "I can take care of myself," and then storms off.
I'm looking at him, how he leaving us, and I say to my friends, I guess we just try to help, but we did the situation worse than it was. Oh,
Yeah,
Egbert, what happened?
he already ran away. He left very quickly.
Egbert?
Egbert left. Yes, he was upset that you came to his help because uh, he thinks it makes him look weak.
oh, it's my fault.
So it's time for your next class, though, which is History of Magic, and you need to make it there soon because you've spent so much time with this situation that you're almost late for class.
Okay, guys, let's go to our next lesson.
We're on next class.
Okay. So you run to your next class, and you get there right as the professor is closing the door, and the professor looks at you, and says, "Almost late."
Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, are you familiar with who teaches the history of magic? Cuthbert Binns, a ghost.
It's a ghost?
It's a ghost.
Oh my god.
What the lesson?
The history of magic.
Ah,
I
my
remember.
set. Sorry.
I know this professor.
Yep. So the professor is at the front of the room and is a ghost. And the story is that this professor taught history of magic their entire life and took a nap and died, rose back up as a ghost, and just kept teaching.
Is he boring lecture?
Very, very boring.
Rather, they'll try don't sleep.
In fact, I agree with that statement. Each of you needs to make a wisdom saving throw to avoid falling asleep.
Okay, I got some point about this situation. My character is a dreamer, and well, when he see a ghost, when he saw a ghost, he, not he, me. I'm very confused and interesting. It's a ghost. Ghost, and it's a teacher. It's a teacher ghost. It's even cooler. Can I got an advantage on this role because I am interesting not only in the lesson but in the his supernatural nature.
Yeah, yes. So roll a wisdom check to see if you stay awake, and then roll another wisdom check to see if you pay attention to what he's teaching.
Okay, it's safe, right? Safe check.
Go ahead. Yes, wisdom save. You're correct. Yes, wisdom save.
It's good. I got a advantage. It's very good.
Okay, so you did actually manage to stay awake, and you also somehow managed to pay attention to what he's talking about, even though you're so obsessed with the fact that it's a ghost, not the subject matter. Okay. Uh,
I am a dreamer too, but I think I see ghosts before.
yeah.
I'm listen, and I'm writing all of words what our teacher,
All right.
ghost teacher.
Now, Ray, this is actually a subject matter that you are interested in, so that's probably why you were also paying attention.
Yes, but it's so deep.
Yeah,
Why?
because it's a ghost.
Yes, it's like I'm close to sleep, but it's like a light thing. I just no, it's still a ghost. Seizure ghost. No, I can't sleep. I should to look at this. I should understood what is this.
So it's very interesting. They've changed the curriculum for the first year of History of Magic, and they actually start in the 20th century with Grindelwald. So that's actually where they begin teaching you the history of magic just 1 century ago, just 100 years ago. And so if you have seen, for instance, Fantastic Beasts, that's the period that he's talking about.
Okay, okay.
The movie Fantastic Beasts, yes?
I don't do. I don't watch this.
Oh,
I
okay.
hear about this.
Yeah. But
I watch
Redea,
Red.
yeah. I'm just saying that's the material that he's covering today. He's starting at that point, talking about Grindelwald and all of the other people of that time period, Dumbledore and such.
And I watch fans movie with Grindelwald and Dumbledore.
Yeah, that's right. So it is a relatively boring lecture. The subject is interesting, but the professor is boring, and all of you managed to stay awake. But it seems like a very very long time before it's time to go to your next class, and you exit the class and you hear a commotion. Do you know this word, commotion?
Motion. It's well, what is it?
It's like a large group of people making a lot of noise.
Oh,
Right in this courtyard here, right here, there's dozens of students, um, all in a circle, and you can't see what they're looking at yet.
And why something still happening? It's just the second day. Why me? Why always me?
And Adela looks around and find girls with name begin to see.
What do you,
Girls,
I'm sorry, what are you looking for?
girls which
Could you type it? I don't know this word.
I find girls
I'm sorry, I can't understand the word.
stalking,
Could you
stalking us.
could you type the word? You look for a what? Stalking? I'm even more confused. I'm sorry. Could you try and tell me what you're trying to do? Right. Yes. Yes. Okay, I understand. You're looking for the knight of Valpurgis that was assigned to stalk you, correct?
Yes, but I forgot name.
Sinestra.
Semester.
Okay, so you look around and roll a perception check.
Everyone or just
R-
Rada?
Rada's the only one that has asked to do this.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you see her. She's about 15 feet away from you.
She look at.
She was looking right at you until you noticed her, and then she looked away.
I again wave her.
Uh,
My hand.
don't forget there's a large crowd of people in the courtyard. Do you want to see what they're all looking at?
Then I want to listen.
Okay. Um, there's a lot of rumors going around as to what happened, but there are claw marks on the ground that are very large, like a very large beast put claw marks on the ground. And one of the professors is laying on the ground with her clothes ripped, or her robe is ripped, but she didn't get hit. Her skin is fine. Yes, you understand?
Oh my god! What's happening? It's a beast! Some magical beast in Hogwarts!
You hear a lot of the students whispering the word werewolves.
It's a werewolf!
And and you can and Hogwarts, yes. And you can hear two other professors show up, and they help Jill. Her name is Jill Sly, or Sly. I'll type this. Professor Sly to her feet, and they ask her what happened, and she said a hooded person, a person with a hood on, came at her and then became a wolfen person and attacked her. And so it was like a wolf was attacking her, is what she describes. And that's why everyone keeps saying werewolf. Do you understand?
It's a bad news.
It's not good news. It's not good news at all. So they actually they cancel the next class and they have everyone meet in the Great Hall.
I looking at my fellow friends and say to them, "Oh, it's so terrible! Can you believe? Werewolf!
Um,
Someone here!
Okay, everyone make an intelligence check.
Please, I want to look. She received once.
She did not receive wounds. No. No wounds.
Okay.
Just her clothing was ripped, but no wounds.
I got a question. Is it an intelligence check or it's a save?
Intelligence check. Intelligence check. Okay. All right. So, Martin, tell me what you know about werewolves.
Is it the exam?
Sort of. Tell me what your character knows about werewolves. That's enough. Okay. Martin, you're sitting there thinking, how could it be a werewolf attack? You look up, it's noon.
But Erdala's a werewolf.
Okay. Even more importantly for Redea, then you're scared because everyone's afraid of it being a werewolves, and so you're feeling threatened. But Martin is not a werewolf, so he's clear-headed enough to think, how could it be a werewolf attack? It's the middle of the day. Do you say this to your friends?
Yeah, I am saying for my friends. I'm trying to understand.
Okay. Does everyone understand what Martin says?
Yes. Well, it could be some magic werewolf who transformed while sun in the sky. Maybe why not? Oh, well,
But magic werewolf uh, doesn't happen anymore.
And what do you think, Richard?
Richard think about Richard say maybe someone use a potion or spell and change form for werewolves and attack people.
So maybe it's a potion, maybe it's an animagus, maybe it's a magical werewolf that can transform during the day. Those are your three theories. Is that correct?
Yep.
And Redea, what do you think?
I think about it is this. It is focus another team.
I don't follow. Could you say again?
I think it is Warburg. Warburg was nice.
Okay. Um, okay, so as you all sit down and you're discussing your theories about what you think happened, the professors come in at the front of the classroom and they say, quiet down, everyone, quiet down. We are investigating and we have you in here for your safety. And you notice that all of the professors have their wands out and are posted in front of each of the doorways so that they are sort of guards, if that makes sense. Do you follow? Do you understand? They say, "You're safe in here. We are investigating." And as go ahead. What?
May I take and see and find someone, guys and girls, what's near us? Not how is a terrible situation, how is they wanna hide.
Yeah,
Go away before this watches.
there's a lot of people hiding under tables right now. They're very scared. It's like a school shooting, like where someone comes into a school and shoots a gun. That's how people are reacting. Is like it was an attack. Like
Господа, вот кто никого не будет, ищу того, кто подозрительно хочет подскрыться в наших
I'm
правопорядках.
looking for someone suspicious who tried to sneak around.
you're looking for someone who is acting suspiciously.
It was Martin was to do it. He just asked me about how to translate this.
Okay, so Martin is looking for someone who is acting suspicious, is like they're trying to hide. Is that what I heard?
Hide from man's who goes investigation. Try to go away from a crime scene.
I see. I see. You're we're already in the Great Hall, but you're talking about when we were at the courtyard. Is that what you wanted to do? Is that what you're saying?
For great hall.
You're trying to.
It's
Okay.
I need to roll something.
I need to understand better what you're looking for. I'm sorry.
I'm looking closely. I need to be autist. But doing this. Sorry. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. And I do apologize that I'm not able to understand what you're asking. I'm trying.
Dear, I, I, dear, I,
You are so critic. Ooh,
what are you trying to find? Well, this guy, who are you looking for? What, uh,
What is this person?
how,
Yeah.
how you planning to find this bad guy, probably bad guy.
Uchapai, I just saw your comment. Can we finish in an hour? Absolutely, yes. And in fact, let's take a break. Let's take a 5 minute break to get water or coffee or tea or what have you. And Martin, maybe you can try to translate. I want to look for someone who is hiding from the police and taking advantage of the terminal. I totally understand. Thank you, Martin. Okay, so let's take a 5 minute break, and we will come back at the end of that break, and we will continue. And then we have 1 more hour after this. Okay? Okay, so 5 minutes, and we'll be back. All right. So, Martin, you asked to look around for suspicious people who were trying to take advantage of the turmoil. Is this correct? Yes? Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. It's not my best.
It's okay. There's a lot going on, so it's hard to try and, there's so many people around, it's hard to pick out any one person doing anything differently, if that makes sense. Everyone seems to be acting weird right now.
Rich have a investigation profession, and can we
Well, he hasn't asked for help.
Okay.
And Ray, what is your request?
Of course, in this kind of situation, I'm afraid, but I'm afraid not only for my uh, security or my safety.
Safety, yes.
Safety. I worried about her, my teacher, and I know two teachers, and she's the best of them.
You see,
Her,
Dominique. Dominique is actually by the doors, the big double doors to the Great Hall, and she has her wand out, and she is in a protective stance.
okay, big relief.
Then I want to look Sinestra. Sinestra.
Okay, sure, yes. You see her. She is with Trencher. I'm sorry, and the other students from the Knights of Valpurgis. So the Knights of Valpurgis are all together, off on another table, and they don't seem to be paying attention to you.
I want to observe 50 minutes.
Okay, you pay attention for a long time, and uh, Redea, make an intelligence check. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, because you said you wanted to spend so long doing it, I'll let you roll that at advantage. So roll one more time. Okay, that's better. You notice that the Knights of Valpurgis do not seem nervous like everyone else.
I tell my friend this information.
All right, so Rada tells the rest of you, "Hey, everyone, look at the Knights of Valpurgis. They don't look upset. They don't look nervous."
Maybe they're just cool guys. They just don't feel some feelings about this because they tough enough for this to be cool.
Ma-
They already kidnap us, you know. It's
We need
from
be careful
yes,
with this.
we should to be more careful. It's correct. It's just as cool as you can.
Yeah, you guys are on your second. This is your first full day of classes, and already there's been some very terrible event.
Well, I just try something, some relief for me, so I just try to continue drawing this Miss Dominic in this in her more
Aggressive stance. Yeah, a defensive stance. Yes.
yes defensive state. Probably something which could help me in this. Just not. No. I guess I'm close to start crying because it's very dangerous. I hope that Hogwarts is not will be a place where werewolf or something like this are attacking teachers, and I can't concentrate on this. It's something.
Okay. Do me a favor and roll a dexterity check to see how good of. Yeah.
It's bad.
It's awful. It's awful. Okay. It's a terrible drawing. It's so bad that you actually want to crumple it up and throw it away.
But it's her drawing, so I just look at this like a memorial of uh, my failure. harder to resist my urge to crying.
Yeah, actually, how bad the drawing is makes you want to cry a little bit. That's true. You're both scared, and now you have a terrible drawing of your fear. Um,
I look at my friends with all sadness of the world
m-
in my eyes.
much regret. Much regret. Okay, so McGonagall, Professor McGonagall, who is the headmistress, gets up and addresses everyone and says, students, calm down. We want you all to be aware that we are almost certain it was not a werewolf attack. And you hear the word werewolf is repeated 1,000 times by all the people present. She's like, I repeat, it was not a werewolf attack. And she goes, look outside the window. It is high noon. There is almost no chance whatsoever that this was a werewolf. Werewolves only come out during a full moon, and it is in the middle of the day. We will investigate this, and we will let you all know as we find out more information. But the important information is that Jill is fine. Professor Sly was unharmed. Her robe was torn, but she was not. So we will cancel the remainder of today's classes, and we ask that you please stay in your dorm. There will be opportunities tonight to join your various societies to get your mind off of the attacks, but it will be in an orderly fashion. Everyone return to your dorms now. And she waves her wand and then leaves the stage.
Okay, guys, I guess our ways are separated now. I am moving with my. Oh no.
I want to travel. I want to.
You're
Adventure. I want to adventure.
okay. So you don't wish to
Guys.
return to your dorm now. Is that what I'm hearing, Rada? Is there an audio issue? Rada, do you not wish to return to the dormitory? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I want to walk with my friend, and I tell them.
Okay, so Rada, if I understand it, wishes for the four of you to not go to your dorm currently. Is that correct?
Yes.
What do the rest of you think of that idea?
You want to stay outside? Oh, I'm not sure.
It may be dangerous. You sure about it?
But it's interesting. It is adventure.
It's adventure, yes.
It's
And
adventure, man.
and we can help teachers if we can investigate its situation.
Okay,
I guess it's a bad idea, but I don't want to be alone, so let's go.
okay, so if you guys want to do this, the only way it's going to work is if you, all four of you, succeed at a stealth check. So you all four need to make one successful stealth check. Do you understand?
Yes, I try to do it by myself because I guess I will be unsure for my team. So
Well,
I
Rada
want
Rada succeeds.
guy. Let's
You see
try
her,
to fail.
and
Stealth is not my better ability.
Rada is very quickly slips underneath the table, as does Martin. But Ray and Richard hide underneath the chair and are still very obvious. And as you guys are hiding, the various different prefects of the houses come by and they gather you up, and you are unable to stay hidden. Rada and Martin, you can stay hidden if you'd like, but it will just be the two of you.
Do not home.
Okay. Rada?
I
So Richard and Ray were picked up by the rest of the class. They got taken with everyone else back to the dorms. You and Martin are hidden though, so you may stay hidden or you may return to the dorms. Your choice.
hiding behind pillar.
Oh yeah, you're hidden. But Martin and you are the only two. So Richard and Ray were taken back to the dorms already.
I wait.
Martin?
Yeah,
What do you do now?
it's a good question. It's very good question. I think I'll try to stay hidden in
Okay. Sure. In the
yeah. It's a simple. Stay hidden.
All right, just to be very clear, I want to be very clear. Ray and Richard are not with you anymore. They were taken back to the dormitories. So it will just be Rada and Martin. Is that okay?
Yes, Martin, we need to save our friends in dormitory.
You need to break them out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yes,
I think it's good. We need to take our way.
Okay. Ray, you are a Hufflepuff. Okay. Why does it do this?
It's a good, it's a very good and proud house. I don't know anything about this. It's not worse than others.
And Richard is Slytherin. So, all right, I'm gonna show you guys where the houses are for those two. All right. All right. So Richard and Ray are not here. So it's just Rada and Martin. Okay. So I don't know if you can see it, but here is the Slytherin common room right here, and the Hufflepuff house is over here, apparently.
Hufflepuff is just.
It's near the kitchen. Hufflepuff is right next to the kitchen.
My eggs.
Yep.
I want to
Smart,
eat the eggs
it's a smart
again.
tactical move.
To be next to the kitchen. Yeah.
We take two eggs in cook and we take Ray.
Okay, so in order to get into the Hufflepuff dorm, you have to get past the exterior, and there's a password. There's a painting, and the painting asks you the password to gain access.
You know password, Martin.
Martin, are you Hufflepuff?
No, I'm Ravenclaw.
Then neither of you know the password.
May I try to remember someone of my friends or pals who I know?
I will let you try and perform an intelligence check, but I will set the difficulty at 20. It's very high.
We have no hope. Hope is
Well, you have a +3.
No, absolutely no. I think password is swordfish. Password is a swordfish.
And you try that, and the painting looks at you very confused and says, no.
Sword shield.
No again.
I don't know. I have no idea.
And Rada, do you want to try?
Intelligence.
Intelligence check. The difficulty is 20.
What is your version?
I'm smart. I'm really smart.
What do you think the password is, Rada?
I want to write Richard in a pair in crossel.
I don't understand. I'm sorry. Paired scrolls with Richard. I'd forgot that you had paired scrolls. Yes, you may absolutely use your paired scroll. Good thought, Rada. Good thought.
Come in. I write.
Okay. You say come outside or something like that, right? Okay, Richard. Richard, make a perception check to see if you notice that writing has appeared on your paired scroll. Do you understand? Perception check? Yeah. Oh, Richard is not paying attention to his scroll. It's in his pocket, and he didn't see your message.
Maybe maybe I can try to escape.
You can try, yes, but there's a prefect at the front door. So you'd have to find a way to get past the prefect. What it,
Martin, what do you do now? We meet Eli and Richard.
um, Martin and Rada, roll a perception check. Okay, Rada doesn't notice. Let's see if Martin does. Martin's gone. Did we lose Martin? I think we just lost Martin. Ivan disconnected from Roll20. Is he on Discord? He's not on Discord either. I think we just lost him.
We lost.
How?
He has problem with the time.
Understood. Okay, how about we use this as a stopping point and we'll pick this up next time?
Okay.
2 hours is a good amount of time, yes?
Right.
So I know that Utrapai has a very difficult schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here.